everyone. So obviously it's been a really difficult year. A lot of us are really happy to see the back of 2020. But one thing it's taught us and shown us is that no matter what happens, we find a way through it. So whether you've been somebody that's been working solidly from home with the kids screaming in the background and all that stress going up, or if you've been in a field with trees as toilets and no roof and kettles and leaking gazebo, as I heard some people were. Whatever situation you were in, it was tough for every single person, and there were times we really couldn't see where we were going to get through it, but actually we've done it. We find a way through, and it really shows that survival part of human instinct and the way that we do pull together when we need to, and we get through whatever comes. So as we head into 2021, that's the thought we need to hang on to, is that look what we've done this year. We should be really proud of ourselves.
And remember, it doesn't matter how bad it gets, there is always a positive within it. Even working in that field, the laughter that I had watching this person next to me disappear into bushes every 10 minutes, I think she's got a bladder problem. And also the times that we crashed the car, went down a big pothole and damaged the car, and we used to have to go to the field with our bicycles, with little trailers on the back, with the gazebos and the chairs and the pamphlets and the whatever we needed. But we got there, and the amount of giggles that we had, and even the times when we had arguments in the field, the two of us fell out about different things. And being the male, I took the hump and decided I'm going to carry everything back from the field on my bike. I wouldn't let her help. All those things got us through, and we see. It affected Clary deeply. She got addicted to chocolate. I don't know if she's over it yet, but she's still trying.
You know, on that note though, I think it's so important, because people often look at us as knowing everything and think, oh, they must be really calm and they must know what to do and everything. No, even we have been just on our knees, and we could have an argument over who's got the leaky gazebo or who's broken one, because they were always breaking in bits and pieces. It was not me.
She did break it.
We'll discuss it later, but it's no matter what it was, we were also at the end of our tether.
And she had the best chairs.
I think she needed them matching, but even us, with everything we know and the way we know how to look after ourselves and everything else, we're the same as everybody else. We had days when we were just absolutely on our knees, that we were tired, that we were worn out, that we were snappy with one another. So no one's immune to that. So feeling like that, being like that, isn't any failure as a person. That is what being human is, and even we are like that.
Well, we're lucky enough that we've got new premises now, lovely practice room, lovely clinic. Everything's exciting. At this moment in time, the power's gone down, so we've got no heating. This is why we're both sitting here with hats on and scarves. But that'll be fixed shortly. But within the new practice, we've been spending time over Christmas talking about where we want to go and what we want to do with the practice. We've come up with some really exciting ideas. And since we've been doing Zoom calls and things like that, I've noticed that relaxation works really well over the Zoom. What we tend to do, and what I ask people to do, is to go to a room, go to their bedroom or something like that, make themselves comfortable, turn the lights down a little bit, and we do the relaxation over the phone or the computer. And it works incredibly well, because you feel safe and you feel secure in your own place. And I'll often say to people that the actual relaxation therapy takes about 30 to 45 minutes. And I'll say to them, after I finish the session, if you are asleep, because a lot of people relax to that depth where they do go to sleep, which is important to know that your subconscious takes on that information even when you are asleep. I sometimes leave them, and they'll say to me when I speak to them next time, you know, that was the best sleep I've had for ages. So that's another string to our bow, really. We're going to offer this relaxation over the phone. Clary, what are you going to say about the Zoom?
Hang on.
Oh, surprise, surprise, she got a mouthful of chocolate.
So with Zoom, that's, although it frustrated a lot of people, it's also opened up a whole new world of being able to bring lots of people together at one time. So the people that I've been talking to lately will know how excited I've been at Zoom because I discovered the whiteboard. I discovered that I could share files, I could play noughts and crosses with people. Hangman is it's been brilliant. So with that in mind, not the noughts and crosses necessarily, but with that in mind, we kind of were thinking that we've seen a massive increase in issues in children's mental health, in particular secondary school age children, with anxiety really high. There is some depression floating around. There's a lot of teenagers that know of other teenagers that have really struggled and kind of gone to great lengths to try and cope with things. So we're obviously providing therapy to a lot of those people, but we thought it would be really helpful to do some workshops that talk to parents, that we could talk to them about why mental health issues are a problem for teenagers at this time and what they can do to support from home. So there'll be some for teenagers, there'll be some for parents of children, we can do some for parents of autistic children, because again that's a little bit different, but just so that we can try and impart some of our knowledge and our understanding onto parents and families to give them more kind of just feeling more in control, feeling like they can actually do something about the situation rather than feeling like, you know, that there's nothing. Everyone feels quite helpless at the moment. So Zoom will be a really good thing for doing that. So we'll post some dates in the new year. If anybody wants to join those, then they can do.
Another very exciting thing is couples counselling. Now, we've all been stuck together in our houses and we spend a lot more time together than normal. And sometimes people get on your nerves and we have troubles coping with other personalities. Now, in couples counselling, we talk about the neurological difference between the male and the female brain. And when we understand that, it's so important. It's so important that we understand that, because we don't think the same way. But understanding why we don't think the same way, why our brains work differently, is such a calming influence, such an incredible knowledge to have. Now, we've all been through it. We've all had this stress and the pressure of not knowing if we're allowed to go out, not knowing if we're going to work, if our jobs are going to be safe, all those things. And so we're fighting these individual battles, and then we're with a partner who's fighting exactly the same battles in a different way. So our nerves are going to be shorter. Our patience is going to be less. But understanding that it's to do with our brain types, how we deal with those pressures. And that's what we're going to offer in couples counselling, based on the neurological differences of the male and female brain, and how to adapt and how to come to terms with those. I mean, her brain is completely different, I can assure you. I really don't understand it.
A lot of the couples that we've seen as well, or individuals that we've been talking about their relationship, there's an awful lot that's come out about autism and the autistic spectrum, and the fact is that we're all on that spectrum somewhere. There's no such thing as an exclusively autistic brain and an exclusively neurotypical brain. We're all a balance of both of them. And the thing with the autistic brain is that it's very direct, it's very A to B, it can take things quite literally, it can be quite fixing, there's loads and loads of different aspects of it, whereas a neotypical one can go much more around the houses, overthink things a lot more, and again there's a whole other spectrum of traits that come with that. And understanding one another's brain types in terms of what traits you have, how your brain works, where are the stronger areas of your brain, how do you respond to a situation. They're my chocolates. Trying to respond to people around you, so whether it's relationships or families or whatever it is. Understanding that person's brain type and the way they've interpreted what you've said and what they've said in response isn't necessarily that hurtful thing you think it is. It could actually just be how they've perceived it. And understanding that just takes so much stress and strain out of a relationship. So again, that's something else that we'll talk about in couple therapy as well. And then we're kind of going on to the more exciting kind of part that we're hoping to do, where we're going to set up a therapy channel, where we're going to do podcasts kind of weekly on different things. So again, just trying to impart our knowledge, our expertise, things we know, things that we've learnt along the way, that will just help people again through this next year and the next few months of these tiers and things, from working with autistic children to managing stress to motivation, all sorts of things. So if there's something you'd like us to talk about, then let us know and we'll do something on that. We'll post the link later on next week that you can follow if you'd like to. But we're excited about that, aren't we?
We are very excited about that because we can pass so much information over, and it's all about education, it's all about understanding. Once we understand things, life becomes so much simpler. Also with the channel, it will give us opportunities to talk about different subjects, research that we do. We're learning every day about different techniques and different ways to deal with stress, confidence, motivation. Every time you look something up on the internet to find out one question, you get another 40 questions come up, and it's so exciting, and we can pass that information on to you. As we learn, we can teach. So we're excited about that. What else are we excited about, Clary?
The sales.
Really? Yeah, that's not one thing that I had in mind, but there you go.
But that's always the benefit, isn't it? To New Year, you get New Year sales.
But for now, we're excited about the future. I want you to be excited, but I also want you to be so proud of yourselves. I know this is a cliche, but you've all done incredibly well. This has been a really difficult time that none of us really knew where we were going and what we were doing. But we have this incredible internal power. Everybody has this inner spirit, this inner strength. And at times like this, we call on that and we come through. Whatever it is, we come through it. You might have struggled, we've all struggled, we've all argued, we've all fallen out, we've all thought this isn't ever going to come to an end, but we get through it. And hopefully we will always be here for you. If you need us, we're here.
Like the Ghostbusters.
Like the Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call?
So on that note, I wish you all a happy new year. And like Marcus says, be proud of yourself and be hopeful as well, because we've got a new year ahead. And hopefully things are going to just get better and better for us all. Have a lovely new year.
Please have a lovely new year, and don't drink too much. It's not good.
See you later. Bye.
Happy New Year.